Okay, 24. Now, this is kind of setting up a group here. These next three class of 21 first-rounders all coming back to back to back.
They are. And this is where I think it's going to actually piss people off with 25, too, is the fact that we're going with some of these guys here. All right, and 24 is Trevor Lawrence, all right, quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, hey, Trevor Lawrence, we know he's got all the tools. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he's big, right? He's a good athlete. His arm is strong. There's no doubt about that. All right? So there's all that. And he wasn't in the greatest situation with Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Disaster.
I understand that as well. It was a disaster. Yeah. That's hard to be successful in all of that. Right? So I see, and we saw enough in games, and especially, the last game of the year, and you can even go to the Jets game, third to last game of the year, if I can remember right off the top of my head. There's enough to look at to go, oh, wow, there were some things to like at the end of the year, and some other spots during the year, too, where you went, ooh, this was a strong game, or he played well, or, ooh, man, there were some good throws here and all of that. But, I will say why he's 24 and going to be behind some other rookies that were drafted in that class is the throwing's too inconsistent for him. It's too inconsistent. He made me say, wow, maybe the least out of all the quarterbacks that were drafted or played last year out of the first. Yes, out of all of them, when I really broke it down, yes. Still has some wow throws, don't get me wrong, but his least consistently made me say wow as compared to maybe the Mac Jones and Justin Fields and Zach Wilsons of the world.
So the consistency with the accuracy or with his vision or how courageous he is?
Right. So
a little more there.
To that. That's good. No doubt about it. He sees the field pretty well. Mm-hmm. He got better in the pocket as the year went on. There definitely, though, needs a little work there as far as the pocket. He's not great at stepping up into the pocket, finding the right hole. It's where I think I even talked about towards the end of the year. It's where Clemson, he's still a little spoiled by it. Wait, I'm on Clemson. Nobody's ever here. I'm just going to stand here. I never had to push up in the pocket or slide to the right and then push up. Like, I was protected, or I just got it out of my hand quick and some freak play. So that to me was a learning process that definitely you jumped out to me early in the year. I went, damn, he takes some stupid sacks or gets strip sack fumbled, and the pocket was good. You just got to step up a little bit and give your tackle a little help. So there's that aspect of it. Then, like I said, seeing the field part, hey, he's a rookie. He definitely, had his moments. But I didn't come away going, oh, wow. I didn't come away going, oh, wow. Man, he's missing wide open people all over the field. Yes, he threw some dumb interceptions where you go, how did you not see that guy or whatever? But that happens as a rookie, so I'm not going to overanalyze that. The thing that bothered me the most about the inconsistencies, and you've heard me say this before, you can watch Trevor Lawrence throw 10-yard out routes, and he will throw the ball 8 different ways on those 10 throws.
Placement-wise or his own
Everything.
delivery?
His own delivery and the placement. Yeah. It'll be all over the place. Where you go, man, the first quarter he threw the ball like this, and then the second quarter it's the same route. He threw it 2 times and threw it a different way. Just decide to step over here. The arm's not slotted the same way. And so there's some inconsistencies there that I think lead to the missed throws. And they even at times led to him not wanting to pull the trigger at times because I'm not sure if he felt like, oh, I know where this ball's going to go when it leaves my hand. Almost like he was a little worried about, I'm not sure where it might go. Right. Let me turn this one down and go somewhere where I'm a little more comfortable with the throw.
Is he a long strider?
Oh, definitely a long strider.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's part of the pocket thing, too.
It's usually why guys are inconsistent.
He needs a little too much space, too. Yes, he needs a little too much space. He doesn't have, like the guys we're going to talk about in a few minutes, the ability to sometimes just, I'd like to see him stand on that back foot, flick the ball a little bit, shorten the motion up. Yes, he needs a little bit space, certainly. And then he also needs to just have a better feel for finding a little space for himself, too, to throw the ball.
I know the team around him was not good. I know the energy there was poor.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of times you'll say stats don't mean anything. I want to throw this one out there to you because I'm always like kind of looking from 10,000 feet, fishing for something that might make a difference, might not. 8-game stretch middle of the season where he had 1 touchdown pass.
Yeah. He really went through a part of the year where he struggled.
I mean, that's
I know.
You don't see that.
No, I know.
Is that more about how poor the offense was, or is it more about him?
No. It's definitely the offense certainly played a part in it. There's no doubt, but their offense was, to me, it was too collegey. It was a little spread. He got to throw the ball a lot sometimes, but I would sit there and go, what are we doing here? What are we really tying together? Or are we just dropping back to say, hey, we're getting Trevor reps. That's kind of what it felt like at times, where I want to just go, what exactly are we trying to do? But, like, he went through a period of, that's where I'm referring to, really, of where I think the inconsistencies throwing the ball started to go into, oh, no, I don't necessarily want to throw this route. And it just kind of snowballed into some really bad play.
Yeah.
And as I said during the season, I got some texts during the season of like, dude, Trevor Lawrence warming up today was pitiful in pregame. Like, it was pitiful. Like, this is I've never, number one pick should not be throwing the ball like that. So I do think he lost his way a little bit. But when you're being hit,
sure,
everybody has expectations. You got a few receivers in and out of the lineup. So, all of that, that's where, you fall into some issues there. And they as a team fell into some issues. And, yeah, he was affected by it too.
He's going to be around a couple of people, a couple of coaches on him, I think, in a good way in terms of what they can teach him. 2 journeyman quarterbacks, Doug Peterson, head coach, Mike McCoy, offensive coordinator, guys who played, guys who picked up a lot about, the nuance of it.
Perfect for him.
What should they be? I don't want to say fixed because that's almost too drastic. What do you think priority number 1 should be for those 2 ex-NFL quarterbacks who are trying to help him get better in year 2?
I think the first thing is consistent with the mechanics and the throwing. Just give a few little tidbits of, hey, let's keep our shoulder in, or, hey, the front foot, let's kind of work for this landmark every time when you step into a throw, because that's one thing that you see, the steps can go all over the place. He's trying to throw the ball to 12 o'clock, standing in the middle of the clock. He could step at 11. He could step at 9. He'll step at 7. He'll step at 1 o'clock.
When he doesn't have to, because sometimes the pocket
that's what
dictates
I mean. No,
that.
even that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, when it's just clean and you're just like, I don't need. What? He's just doing it with his God-given ability.
Yeah.
But when he does it right, you see throws like you saw, like I'm talking about with the Jets or the last game of the year, where you go, damn, ball's coming out clean and it's firing out of there and it looks good. I think it's that. And then, what I think they'll do is give him thought process on plays. He'll go to the line of scrimmage more to have a real plan of attack in his head, where wait, Coach McCoy, Coach Peterson, they said, all right, I get this coverage, it's boom to boom to boom, and here. Oh, wait, no, it's the other coverage? Or say they said it's boom to bomb to boom to there. And then, so that's going to make him comfortable too. They're going to give him more of a plan of attack. And these guys are better offensive minds than the guys he had there. They're going to call plays and tie it all together to where the life is just going to be easier for Trevor Lawrence. Whether it's the way the plays are packaged together, the coaching points, the little nuances of running routes, where he's going to go, oh, man, we ran this play last year, but the way they kind of message it and what they're telling me to read has made it easier for all of us to understand, and I'm more comfortable doing it.
And they invested around him, playmakers, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, spent a lot of money. Do you think there's enough around him to take that significant step people want to see?
I do, yeah. I talk about him, and I think they made a lot of big improvements. The coaching improvements huge, no doubt about it. And yes, I think that there is plenty of talent there. I sit here and will say too, out of, it's close, I'm going to think about this before I blurt this out of my mouth, but, out of Justin Fields and Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, I mean, Trevor maybe had more talent than those guys at some of these positions. I mean, when you talk about Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault, I know DJ Shark got hurt, but Denard Robinson at running back, it wasn't like it was total void of talent there. James Robinson, excuse me, I said Denard Robinson. But I would argue that maybe his talent was better than Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. That's what I'd probably argue with it as far as what the play would there. But I expect a big jump here, a big jump. And, I think this is a guy, I saw plenty of talent and wow. There just needs to be more of it, and it's in him to do more of it. And nonetheless, I know it was a tough year, but there's still a lot of positives, and I expect this guy to continue to go on an upward trend in a big-time way.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.